Hello everyone, it is Saturday, and I am Val, the person who normally is supposed to make videos on Saturdays, so here I am. So thank you, Kane, for subbing and taking your shirt off. It really captured the essence of my personality. People probably couldn't even tell it was you. Secondly, I would just like to again thank all of our guest week calendar perk people who made videos. If you want a chance to guest star on this channel, you still have an opportunity to do that by donating to our INDIEGOGO campaign. It's going to help us get to the Philly Trans Health Conference, all of us together as a group of YouTube and Transtastic people. We'll even have a table there. So meet us there and help us get there, and if you want to be on this channel, you can be. If you want to be, you can. So my hair looks pretty strange right now, so I might as well just make it stranger, and then I don't have to worry about being judged. This is on purpose. I'll put a link to the INDIEGOGO stuff below, but now I'll start talking about the topic, which is how you figured out that you were trans. I know there are multiple reasons why this question would be asked, but I think one of the reasons is that there are people who are figuring out if they're trans or have already figured out that they're trans, and they just want to make sure that they're right about it. And I think with a lot of people, the way that they figure out if they were right in figuring out themselves is by comparing their stories to other people and seeing how similar they were. People want to know if it's okay to have not heard of the word transgender until you found the internet, or that if it's okay that you didn't know when you were 2 years old, or if it's okay that you didn't have a single bit of dysphoria until you were like 35 million, and then suddenly like it all came crashing down on you. People want to know if they need to have that epiphany moment where it all connects and it comes together all at once, or if it's okay to have this long drawn out gradual process where you know what trans is and you're researching it but you don't know if it's you, but maybe it is, and then eventually you decide it is. So I just want to say, it doesn't matter how you figure it out. It doesn't matter how you figure it out. Like if you were just grocery shopping and you were going down the cereal aisle and one of the cereal boxes said, "Did you know that you're a trans person?" And then you just broke down crying and the cereal god descended from the heavens and gave you a list of gender therapists in the area. If you felt like you connected with that moment and you felt like you were really trans and the cereal box wasn't just telling you that you were, then you probably are. If you're female assigned at birth and you're just like super butch, you've been super butch since the day you were born, and you've just had like a lot of depression problems, and you think that maybe transitioning will make you feel better, and then you do it and you cringe every time somebody uses male pronouns, then you're probably not trans. So what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter how stupid or unconventional your figuring out process was. What matters is how you felt during and after figuring this stuff out. That being said, whether you're trans or not, learning how to connect with your own gender better can do wonders for your quality of life. So it's hard for me to tell you how to be 100% sure that you are trans if you think you're trans. Now, my word isn't law, so if you've had a different experience, by all means share it in the comments, let people know that you've had a different experience. But I feel like all trans people who have been happy with their transition have had this one moment where they felt like the rug was just ripped out from underneath them, like the bottom fell out of the floor. Like regardless of whether that's a happy or sad or terrifying moment, all trans people have had that somewhere in their gender journey. Like not just in general, like everybody's probably had that feeling in some way or another. And this can come in many different forms, like in Liam's case, where he felt like he was a boy growing up his entire life, and then one day when puberty hit, he realized that I guess I wasn't born a boy, and that's a huge moment. And then all of those people who have that epiphany moment when they just learn what trans is, whether it's on the internet or on TV or in a book, their brain collapses, like, holy shit, this is me. My biggest moment like that actually happened after I was almost finished figuring out that I was trans. It was actually a story that I told in my very first video for FU and Transtastic ever. I'm actually wearing the same shirt that I wore in that video, but I'll put a link to that video below if you want to hear the full detailed story and watch me be really awkward as a new vlogger. Briefly, what happened was I had never talked to anyone. Like, I didn't even know how to talk to people. Like, I had absolutely zero social skills. And I had to do a mock interview for my junior year in high school, and when that interviewer shook my hand and called me sir, which is one of the first times I had ever passed, I like exploded into talking forever. Like, it was incredible. Many trans people have had tons of moments like this. And I mean, like I'm saying, if you have like an incredible emotional response to every new thing you learn, then it means that you're on the right track. Even if transition ends up not being for you, at least you know that you're on the right track, that you're figuring something out, because you can't just figure out huge things about yourself without your emotions like yelling at you, being like, oh my god, this is too much at once. And one more time, like I said, if you learn all this stuff about trans people and you don't feel that thing one time, then you know, you're probably good without being trans. You know, you can live probably a very fine life without dealing with any of that. I feel like I've been talking forever. This is one of my longest videos in a long time, so see you next Saturday, and goodbye. I missed you last week.